August 20th, Tuesday, Memorial of St. Bernard, Abbot and Doctor of the Church, Matthew 19:23-30. Reflection by Reverend Father Clifford Atta Anim. Jesus instructed a wealthy young man who had shown a desire to become one of his disciples that to achieve perfection, he needed to share his wealth with the less fortunate. However, upon hearing this, the young man became sorrowful and left, for he had great wealth. It was after this encounter that Jesus made the comment featured in today's Gospel. Using a striking metaphor, Jesus highlighted how wealth can obstruct one's path to heaven. The camel, being the largest animal familiar to the Jews, and the eye of a needle, representing the smallest opening, create a powerful image. The phrase eye of a needle has been interpreted in several ways. A. Jesus may have used the image literally. B. It could refer to a small, narrow gate in the outer wall of Jerusalem, known as the needle's eye, through which it was difficult for even a person to pass sea. The Greek word for camel can also mean a thick rope used for ships. Regardless of interpretation, Jesus was emphasizing that while it's not impossible for a wealthy person to maintain spiritual integrity, it is exceptionally challenging and rare, requiring God's grace. Why do riches hinder one's path to God? First, the wealthy often believe they can purchase happiness and thus feel less need for God. Second, wealth ties a person to the material world, leading them to neglect the afterlife as taught in Scripture. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And third, wealth can foster selfishness. The Bible doesn't claim that money itself is the root of all evil, but rather that the love of money is the root of all evil. Jesus also challenges the Jewish notion that material wealth signifies God's favor, while poverty indicates his disfavor. He criticizes a value system that prioritizes possessions over people. We must embrace God's call to generosity. Jesus' ultimate act of generosity is demonstrated on the cross and in the Eucharist, where he becomes our spiritual sustenance. To truly follow Jesus, we need to cultivate a generous heart and be willing to share our blessings with others. God doesn't necessarily ask us to relinquish our wealth, but he does call us to use it wisely in his service. How do we utilize our talents? What about our time? Are we dedicating it to God? Each week gives us 168 hours. How do we spend that time? Are we too preoccupied to pray daily? God bless you.